I'm ready to clean my .357 Magnum Revolver. This is a Ruger GP100 Match Champion. And I've had it on the range and it's time to give it a cleaning. Safety check first. Clear. First thing I like to do is wipe it down. So I'm just gonna wipe down the outside surfaces. Then I'm gonna get a paper towel and I'm gonna work on a little bit of a wipe down on the external parts of the cylinder. The face of the cylinder here just gets super dirty. So I'm just gonna try to maybe wipe off some of the excess there. Not much comes off. It's gonna take the CLP cleaner to really get in there and do its job. So we'll do that. Just wipe off the back side here a little bit. And I'm also going to do a dry wipe down of this recoil shield area right in here. Want to be careful not to get any CLP back in here, so I'm going to do a dry wipe down and nothing else in this area. Otherwise CLP would drip into the internal parts of the frame, which just don't need any oil or cleaning fluids back there. All right. Next up, we're going to work on the barrel. I've got the correct cleaning patches for the caliber. This is a .357 Magnum, so that falls under the 38 caliber sizing. I've also got the correct size jag here, which is also for 38, which is equivalent to the .357 Magnum. So let's get that going. I'm going to get some CLP on a patch and run it down the barrel. I use Ballistol as my CLP cleaning lubricator protector. So let's get some CLP on a patch. Get that down the barrel. I'm going to protect the recoil shield here, putting a rag through here, because I'm going to be running this patch down the barrel and I don't want to jam that recoil shield with the tip of the jag. All right. Going to work it down through. Comes out and pull it back out. We're going to leave that set for a while. We want to let the CLP do its job, so we're going to let it sit in the barrel and then we'll come back and we'll run a brush through it and more cleaning patches. All right, we'll move on to the cylinder. So our cylinder, we got a fair amount of work to do. 6 cylinders, we've got to clean each one of those. Huge amount of work cleaning the front of the cylinder face here. So I'm going to start by running dry patch through each of the cylinders just to try to get rid of as much buildup as I can before I get the CLP in there. So just a little less getting mucked up with the CLP. Now I'm gonna get another cleaning patch, soak it with CLP. And we're gonna get that CLP into each of the cylinders here. I'm going to also mop up the excess that's dripping around on the frame of the gun. All right, now we're going to let that sit and do its job. The CLP will do its work. Now we got to work on this cylinder face. You can just see, I mean, this should be the color of stainless steel. You can see how dark it is. It just gets filthy. And we're going to put CLP on there and let it sit and do its job. And I'm going to mop up the excess as well. And next, the forcing cone area, right in here. That forcing cone in that area, black is soot. We're going to get CLP in there, let it do its job. I'm just going to drip it in and around it. Mop up the excess. And we'll let that sit and do its job. So I'm going to give it 30 minutes. We're back. 30 minutes, actually a little longer than that. CLP's been soaking in, doing its job. I'm going to start by running the bore brush down through the barrel a few times. Again, use my cloth. Protect that recoil shield area. So just going to run the bore brush down and through a few times just to scrub off, loosen up any buildup in there. Now, this whole forcing cone area, right in here, got a lot of work to do in there. And I'm going to do that now before I finish cleaning the barrel by swabbing it out with, patches until it's clear. I'm going to want to clean this up really well with brass bristle brush and then I'll finish the barrel, because all the scrubbing going on in here, of course, we're going to get grime into the barrel. So that's why I'm going to tackle this first. So let's grab a brass bristle brush and go to work on it. So the idea being, with this brass bristle brush, I'm going to be scrubbing aggressively the area around the forcing cone and the forcing cone. So I'm going to put it on the table and do that, and then we'll fast forward through the effort, but we'll show you the before and after. Scrubbing away here with a brass bristle brush. A little bit of elbow grease involved. Occasionally there, cleaning off that brass bristle brush with paper towel. And then on occasion, even going to add a little more CLP in there. And then more elbow grease with that brass bristle brush. Eventually, the job gets done. So, that's a lot better. That looks clean to me. And I'm going to finish the barrel now by running dry patches through. So let's look at doing that. Get our jag on there. Some dry patches out. Again, put my rag through here, protecting that recoil shield. Dry patch. Running it down the barrel. And yeah, that's pretty filthy. Another dry patch. Running down the barrel. A lot better already. So I'm going to keep doing that until I see that it's really nice and clean. Here we go. Running dry patches through the barrel, one after another, even using both sides of the patch. Just going to keep doing this until I feel like the barrel looks nice and clean based upon what remains on the patch. Barrel's looking good. Took a total of 5 patches. 3 of those patches I ran double-sided, so I'm pretty happy though with how clean the barrel is looking. So let's see if we can get daylight down there. I need to clean up the crown a little bit. Wipe that off. That looks better already. Let's go to work on the front of that cylinder, the cylinder face. Going to be a lot of scrubbing on that with the with the brass brushes. So I'll get busy. This cylinder face takes quite a bit of scrubbing. So hitting it with a brass bristle brush, 2 cylinders at a time, rotate, hit the next 2 cylinders, wipe it off with a paper towel, wipe the brass bristles off with a paper towel, and keep on going, repeating the cycle until eventually it gets clean. Okay. Cylinder face is looking a lot better. You know, it could use a whole nother round to be sparkling clean, but that's definitely clean enough for taking to the range for more plinking in the near future. So we're good there. Now, for the backside cylinder here and the star, I'm just gonna wipe that down. But I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna finish that until I've run the patches through each of the cylinders. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna do one patch per cylinder, and you'll see how dirty one of them is gonna be. And so I won't cross-contaminate cylinders. So here we are, one patch, first cylinder. I'm going to push it all the way through and out. And you can see, yeah, that's good to get that out of there. There's the first cylinder. Now we'll do that for the rest of them. So just pushing a patch through each cylinder, one at a time, mopping out all of that CLP that was sitting in there, working all the grime out. So 6 patches run through. There's my little collection of them, one for each cylinder. Now I can take an individual patch and follow up with a little bit of, back and forth. And you can see how clean the patch is. I just went through 2 of them, so I'm just going to go back and forth. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to keep doing that until we've got clean cylinders. So taking a patch and swabbing out multiple cylinders at a time, back and forth. Just going to keep doing that until the cylinders are clean. All right. Clean the barrel. Clean the cylinders. We do have some little nooks and crannies that we can work on. Cotton swabs are great for that. So just going to hit all these nooks and crannies with cotton swabs until I've mopped up any of the excess CLP and the grit and grime. So this side of the cylinder with the star on it, we can get that star up out of the way and mop around underneath there and on the front of that star. Like that. Can use a rag as well. The cylinder itself, sometimes there's a little bit of, you can see a little bit of marking from carbon deposits. I could get some CLP and work that off with a brass brush easily. I also like to hit in each of these grooves with Q-tip. just until we know that pretty much clear of the CLP and carbon deposits. Now I'm going to just hit those spots where you can see a little extra wipe down is beneficial. And then I'm going to wipe down the outside of the frame. Well, the outside of the gun, just in general. Making sure all the excess CLP's off of it. The nice thing about Ballistol for sure, and I can't speak for all CLPs, but Ballistol's fine on rubber grips, it's fine on wood, and it's fine for, all the finishes that you might have on different pistols and revolvers. So, all right, I think this is pretty much clean and ready for the next time out on the range. Much better. Hope you enjoyed the video.